Councillors, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Giles, barrister, and I'm representing the Fordham service station this afternoon. The gentleman sat next to me is Mr. Vijithram, if I pronounce his name correctly. Yeah. And he is the supervisor of the Fordham service station employed by Aaron Capital Limited.
Thank you. A few formalities to go through. I'm sure you'll understand. First of all, I'd like to welcome you and everybody to this meeting of the Licensing Statutory Subcommittee. And I'd like to advise everybody here that the meeting is being televised, broadcast, and therefore members of the press and public can be watching on live stream. But as with all technology, sometimes it goes wrong. If it does, obviously, we'd be looking to suspend the meeting until the technical problems can be resolved. So there is a, I'm sure this won't surprise you, there is a format and a process that we will go through. And I'd like to start by responding to your very kind introduction of yourselves by explaining who I am, and then I will ask my colleagues to explain who they are as well. So my name is Keith Horgan. I'm a district councillor. I'm chairman of this Licensing Statutory Subcommittee, and I'm also the district councillor representative for Soham North. And I'll start on my left, if I may.
Good afternoon, I'm Councillor Martin Goodall. I am from Littleport Ward and also District Councillor and a member of this board.
Good afternoon, I'm Councillor Charlotte Kane, also a District Councillor, and I represent Bottisham Ward, which has Burwell between you and Bottisham.
Hannah Walker, Trainee Democratic Services Officer.
Good afternoon, Jane Webb, Senior Democratic Services Officer.
And on my right?
Stuart Broom, Senior Licensing Officer for the Council.
Thank you, I'm Maggie Camp. I'm the Director of Legal. I'll be giving legal advice to the committee.
Angela Tyrrell, Senior Legal Assistant in Legal Services.
Okay, next on the agenda is item 2, declarations of interest. And I will invite any members, if they have any declarations of interest.
Apologies and substitutions. We have apologies from Councillor Edwards and we have Councillor Goodall here as a substitute.
Thank you. Okay. I think to cut any delay, I will, if I have your indulgence, pass over now to our licensing officer, who would normally at this time be invited to give his report, but I believe there is an update which may affect today's proceedings. So over to you.
Thank you, Chair. So the reason we're here today is to determine an application for the review of a premises licence held by Aaron Capital Limited in respect of the Londis store and sort of petrol convenience centre in 31 Carter Street, Fordham, Ely, CB7 5NG. All parties were given notice of the hearing date, and as of today, I received an email from the applicant, being the Home Office, stating that their representative, who was due to attend this afternoon's hearing, has been taken ill, and there are no other officers available to attend as they're currently deployed on other enforcement visits and engagements. They have sent their apologies for this, and they have also requested to petition the licensing authority to consider rescheduling the hearing to allow a representative to attend to give evidence on behalf of the Home Office. Due to this, under the under the hearings regs of the Licensing Act 2003. It is entirely at the discretion of the panel as to whether you choose to adjourn to a future date or whether you choose to continue in the absence of the applicant. If you have any questions, I'll hopefully answer or pass them to our legal officer.
Thank you, Stuart. Obviously, you can imagine that we are extremely disappointed that the applicant is unrepresented today. And as we wanted to investigate, dig into the evidence that they've provided, that requires obviously a representative from that organisation to be here. So prior to you joining us today, my colleagues and I discussed the merits or otherwise of proceeding in their absence or adjourning for another date, and with additional counselling as well on the legalities of either step, we have decided to adjourn the meeting today until the date of Friday, the 24th of November at 10 a.m. Obviously, we'll give you an opportunity to respond at this time. I think that's only fair. So over to yourselves.
Councillor, thank you very much. And certainly my client, in the form of a gentleman to my right-hand side, shares the extreme disappointment that the Home Office, who initiated this procedure, have not been able to attend the hearing. In anticipation of the question of adjournment being discussed, although I recognise that you're entitled to make a decision as you have done so, but nonetheless, if I may say this, the Home Office initiated this procedure. I accept that the relevant authority has accepted the review and will consider it. But when the Home Office initiated this procedure, at that time, my client was facing the possibility of a civil penalty. But it's relevant to note that the Home Office decided that no action would be taken in relation to that civil penalty, which was the position that was before they made the request for a review. So the facts have changed, and changed, I would respectfully suggest, quite significantly since this review was first initiated. And what I would have been saying today, among other things, of course, is that the reality of what is being said about my client is that they permitted one man to work for longer than 20 hours per week at a time when that man was during that man's term time at college, and was working 25 to 30 hours per week, whilst he was during term time in college. The individual was permitted to work 25 to 30 hours per week during vacation time. So in short, what I would have been saying is that in terms of the seriousness of this matter, whilst accept my clients do take it seriously, of course, but in the context of as I understand it, a 20-year trading history without any previous complaints, I did wonder whether the authority would be taking any action in any event. But certainly I hear and respect completely what you've said, Councillor, about wanting to dig further into the facts of this case, and that wouldn't unfortunately necessitate an adjournment. But it is very disappointing to my client that it can't be dealt with today, because I would have been saying that in reality, whilst this is not in reality, my client takes this matter very seriously, but it really comes down to permitting someone to work for between 5 and 10 hours more per week for a period of time. And whilst that does impact upon the promotion of complying with the criminal law, it probably would not be a type of situation that the council would be considering taking a serious sanction in any event. But we are where we are, and we have to come back in November, or later on this month rather, to have a determination. Councillor, thank you.
Thank you. I hope the fact that we've rescheduled this for this week shows how keen we are to bring this matter to a satisfactory conclusion. But thank you also for your understanding. It's appreciated. And again, matters somewhat beyond our control. I am left with no alternative other than to close this hearing at this time. Thank you, and we will look forward to seeing everybody again, including the missing party, on Friday, the 24th of November, starting at 10 a.m. Thank you.